Hello Munchkins! I don't know why I called you that, but hi, how are you? I am back with a... As I said I would be in my last video. Yeah, let's just get on with it. You should get a cup of tea while I'm doing this too. I feel it's mandatory for books. You should have tea and books, and yeah, you go get tea. I'll start with the books, okay? Okay, so first up we have The Art of Fielding by Chad Harbach, and if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you may have seen that I had begun to read this a while ago and then I changed my mind and decided to read some other books. But either way, this is a new purchase on my behalf, and I went to get this ages ago when it was just released and it had like the coolest font ever. I finally got it and decided to get it in this one because this actually sold it to me, because it's about baseball and I just feel like the typeface really sold it to me. I am really bad for buying books because of their covers, but I do read them. I'm not just going to pick it because the cover's cute. As far as I'm aware, because I haven't read it, it's a character-driven book but baseball, linking it all together, and it's based in Westish College, and Henry Scrimshander is what sets the plot of the book in motion. He's in a big baseball game and one throw apparently goes completely wrong and it changes the course of 5 people's lives in the books, and it's focused around those 5 people, and it's gotten so much praise, and I like the idea of it being set around baseball. You'd swear I know anything about baseball, but you know, it's that homely feel of baseball. Next up we have Carrie by Stephen King, and this is by no means a new book, but it is a new book for me. I've seen the films and it's being remade again, so I said, hey, read the book, see what it all started about, and it is not a big book at all. 248 pages of a pretty decent size font as well. It's not tiny font, so I should fly through this, and I'm looking forward to reading Stephen King's book. If you don't know what it's about, you should probably Google it, but I think everyone knows the Carrie story. It's, you know, the Carrie's bullied by people at school and, you know, the pig's blood on her head, and I'm ruining the end of the book. But most people know this already, so yeah. Carrie by Stephen King, I'm looking forward to reading that because it looks like it's going to be a short read. This is The Devil in the White City by Eric Larson. Yes, Eric Larson, and it's focused on 2 men. The architect Daniel H. Burnham built this white city in Chicago in 1893, this huge big complex of canals and white buildings and beautiful landscapes, and this serial killer called H.H. Holmes, and it focuses on those 2 men. So I'm just gonna actually read a couple of lines on the back which will give you the whole feel for it. While Burnham overcame politics, infighting, personality clashes and Chicago's infamous weather to transform the swamps of Jackson Park into the greatest show on earth, Holmes built his own edifice. He called it the World's Fair Hotel. In reality it was a torture place, a gas chamber and a crematorium. These 2 desperate yet driven men, together with a remarkable supporting cast including Buffalo Bill, George Ferris, Thomas Edison, are brought to life in this murderous tale of spectacle that transformed America and set it on course for the 20th century. So yeah, it sounds really, really interesting and I'm looking forward to reading it. So my next book, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm also kind of annoyed at myself for getting it and for not getting it sooner. It is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, the first in the Immortal Instruments series, and that is being made into a film, and I know, and I caved and I was like, I must read it before the film comes out. I never wanted to pick these up before. I don't know why. Again, I've told you before, when there's too much hype I'm like, I don't want to read it. I just don't. But I was like, look, this is going to be a series, then it's going to be huge, it's going to be all over the place, and it'll just annoy you if you haven't read it and you don't know what everyone's getting all excited about. So I finally picked up City of Bones and I'm looking forward to reading it. I am, I swear I am. Next up we have another one that I'm really excited for, and it is one that I was supposed to read ages ago again. These are all ones that I've been waiting to read for ages and haven't gotten around to it. I was going to get it for Halloween, but I've got it now, and it is World War Z by Max Brooks, and I think a lot of you read it again, and I'm super excited for this again. Simon Pegg is on it, and if Simon Pegg in my head says it's good, then I'm like, it has to be good. I mean, he was on the Warm Bodies cover, that's what made me get that book. I'd never heard it before. I was like, but if Simon Pegg says it's good, then it must be good, and he's on this as a quote as well. So I am looking forward to reading this. This is basically like a journalist covering the 10-year anniversary, or 10 years after a zombie apocalypse in the world, and talking to the survivors of the zombie apocalypse 10 years on, and it sounds really interesting. It's not like as the apocalypse is happening, it's like how the world is surviving years on afterwards and done in a journalistic style, and I'm really excited for it. And then finally I have The Silence of the Lambs by Thomas Harris, and I am like breaking all the book rules of this. Red Dragon, and I know this because I've watched the films, I love them all, I know Red Dragon goes before this, and I also know that Hannibal Rising goes before this, and yet I still just picked up The Silence of the Lambs. I'm being very bold, but apparently this is really good, and which, yes, I'm excited to read The Silence of the Lambs because apparently this book is absolutely brilliant. The film was brilliant, so the book can only be more amazing than the film. So yeah, judge me if you want, I don't care. Okay, so that is all the books I have. The Silence of the Lambs by Thomas Harris, World War Z by Max Brooks, The Immortal Instruments, The City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, The Devil in the White City by Eric Larson, Carrie by Stephen King, and The Art of Fielding by Chad Harback. Oh god, I remember them all, thank god. Tell me if you've read any of these before and which ones I should pick up first, because I always love getting opinions off you and I really appreciate it. That is it for this video. Like I said, comment away, and again, thank you so much for everyone subscribing. If you're new and you're like, what are you talking about? Then if you enjoy these videos, if you enjoy the book hauls or any other videos, then please do like these videos because it does actually help. Yeah, and subscribe. So yeah, I love all of you who have subscribed already, and I'm glad you enjoyed the bookshelf tour. That's going really well. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop rambling. Links will all be below for all the places that you can find me. Okay, bye guys, see you soon.